Okay, so this is the fourth thought prompt, I believe, the third or the fourth. I don't know, but this is for extra credit. So the first question that it's asking me, it's asking me what is normal? What is the definition of normal? And to me, there's no such thing as normal. I feel like that's a false word. I mean, everyone is weird. Everybody's weird. Everybody's full of flaws. And everybody's crazy in their own ways. And to be honest, being weird is normal. It's just part of human nature. And the next question is asking me, what is crazy? So I get like it's like I said, everybody's crazy in their own ways, and I guess crazy can be defined as someone that's mentally deranged, I guess. And like I said, everybody's a little deranged in their head. No one is mentally perfect. There's no such thing. Nobody's perfect. So emotionally, nobody's perfect. Emotionally, nobody's perfectly physically. Nobody's perfect mentally. So, it's like I said, it's just human nature. The next question is asking me is, how do I define mental illness? So mental illness to me is not being able to live or cope with your own mental or emotional state. Mental illness can cause you to change your mood. It can cause you to change your behavior and even your personality. And I do believe mental illness is a real thing, and it's always been a real thing. The next question is asking me, what can we do to reduce the stigma of mental illness? What we can do to reduce the stigma of mental illness is having more mentors and therapists. I feel like doctors are using medication way too often as a solution to mental illness, which I believe makes the illness a lot worse by drugging up someone. I feel like if people were to sit down with someone else to release all their feelings to someone that is willing to listen, mental illness wouldn't be as common as it is today. So the next question is asking me, should we give medicines to treat mental illness? If so, for which ones? I mean, obviously, there are people out there with severe mental illness and need to be given medicine, and that's been going on for years and years and years. However, I just feel like doctors are prescribing medicine to patients with whatever mental illness that they claim to have. A kid can go to a doctor and say oh, I have this going on, I have this and this going on in my mind, and they just drug them up. Instead of doctors encouraging their patients to exercise and encouraging them to find a hobby or find a therapist to talk to, they turn towards the world of drugs to treat these people, which is, I just feel like it's a crime. I feel like it's a crime. For what age should doctors prescribe medication for mental illness? First of all, I feel like no children should be taking medicine for mental illness. I mean, kids have the wildest thoughts and dreams all the time. I mean, that's what being a kid is about. And they shouldn't, that shouldn't be crushed by some pill that they were prescribed with from some wacko doctor. I mean, the point of being a kid is just having these crazy thoughts in your heads. I mean, just that's the process. That's of being a kid. You just gotta let kids live. And the next question is asking me is, how do I feel about medicine versus therapy? I'm not saying that everyone with it's like I said. I'm not saying that everyone with mental illness does not need prescribed medicine. I just feel like when people recognize that they aren't doing so well emotionally, they turn white right away into the world of drugs. Taking drugs is the easy way out. I feel like in order to improve yourself, you need to work on you need to work on improving yourself. Everything's a grind in life. You can't just take an easy way out for everything. Try to find a therapist to talk to. It's good to be able to talk to someone that is willing to listen. It's like I said, I feel like if everybody did this, there would be many less cases of mental illness. The next question is asking me is, do we overdiagnose mental illness? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like I just said. Doctors just they prescribe medicine to whatever nowadays. They don't even know what they're talking about. And the next question is asking me, do we over medicate for mental illness, and explain? Like I said, I do believe doctors over medicate patients, but it isn't an easy way out for doctors to make money, which is to identify the problem in a person, automatically prescribe them with medicine. I feel like doctors need to prescribe them with physical activities to complete or hobbies to find instead of drugging up an innocent person. That person is innocent. If the patient comes back still feeling the way that they did before, then maybe it would be a time to turn towards medication. And the last question is asking me, what are my thoughts about ADHD and its treatments? So to me, ADHD is so overrated. I for a fact have ADHD, and my parents know that as well. But I'm just thankful that they never medicated me, because all they did was feed me right. They provided clothing, they provided a roof over my head, and provided the right discipline and guidance to me, which was all I needed to treat my ADHD, I guess. I feel like people that obsess over their ADHD condition do not have a lot going on in their life. I mean, obviously, if people sit around all day and complain that they have ADHD, their lives will just be miserable. People need to get busy. People need to, get busy on improving themselves. And you do that by setting up goals and achieving them. Sitting around crying is like sitting around dying.